All right. Welcome back to Dropping Gems. I'm your host, Julian Saluda, and tonight we have a special guest. He used to be all over the radio when I was in middle school. He has one of these songs called My Girl, She Love Me, and he was in this group called Mindless Behavior. Please welcome Princeton Perez. Let's start the show.
My skin kind of nice.
Before we start the show, I just want to say thank you for showing up to Dropping Gems.
Hey.
You know, it's a pleasure to have you here. You got a young talent in the building right now.
Yeah.
Been in the industry since what?
9 years old.
Since 9 years old, man. That's crazy. But before we step into that conversation,
Okay.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Downey, California. A lot of people don't know where Downey's
That's the
from.
Beverly Hills of all the Latinos.
That's what I grew up hearing. But I just say Long Beach because everyone knows where Long Beach is.
For real?
So I'm just like LBC, but I'm really from Downey.
So Downey, California, and then 9 years old, you got exposed to
The life.
the life of being a celebrity, man.
But even before when I joined Mindless Behavior, I was the kid that would go on like thousands of auditions.
Thousands of auditions.
Yeah, like my first audition.
Because of your mother or because you wanted to go? Wow.
Yeah, so my first audition, I think I was 3 years old. It felt like a McDonald's commercial, and I booked it.
They did?
I booked a Gap commercial.
Can I look
commercial.
up the commercials on YouTube? Is that...
You can, but I don't think you should.
What? What were you doing?
I was just a different type of kid, man. I was an interesting looking kid, but it wasn't until I was 9 and I got a call to audition for this group called Gym Class Heroes. It was their song called Cupid's Chokehold. And then we needed someone to dance.
They were the shit back in
and
the
Travis
day.
McCoy needed someone that looked like a younger him. And, you know, being mixed, being Mexican and black, and just having the features that I have, it was really hard to book because when they asked for a black kid, I was too Latin for it. They
Yeah.
asked
I
for
think at the
Mexican
time,
kid.
there were a lot of, like, I would say white people were more the models or, like...
Yeah, it was
right?
always,
Yeah.
minorities were
Not looked at as a
hard for-
model around that
Oh,
time.
not at all.
Yeah.
So for Travis McCoy, who's mixed and has curly hair and, you know, he has a skin tone like me, I auditioned for him, and that's when I got my start. My first time being on a music video set, and I played the little Cupid. And that's when my manager, Keisha Gamble, who's still my manager, she had just did B2K with Dave Scott. And it was about 10 years, and they were trying to do a new group. And she looked up at the TV on MTV and saw me and called Dave and said, if you can get this kid in the group, then I'll do it. And just so happens I lived 5 minutes from her. So then she got in contact with my mom, I auditioned, and then she said, all right, you're the first member to be in this group called Mindless Behavior.
You were the first member?
I was the first member. And I auditioned, I made it out about 2,000 kids.
What was your mindset heading in knowing that, all right, how old are you at this time, 10 years old?
Like 10, yeah.
10 years old, and you're like, all right, I'm in this group called Mindless Behavior, and it wasn't even a thing yet.
To be honest, I wasn't even supposed to like they just found me on TV, and I didn't have an agent, I didn't have no, you know, photos, I was just a kid that loved to dance, and you have all these industry kids that
Have headshots for days.
they have all that. I
exactly.
didn't have none of that. So when I walked in and they asked to sing and dance, I never sang before, out. So I just sang like the last song I knew. I think it was like a Justin Timberlake song or Usher song. And I danced, and yeah, they just condensed it down to like 1,000 kids, 500 kids, and then I made the group.
You made it out of all...
And I still didn't know what it was. I thought, okay, a group. I remember looking up to like Jackson 5, Destiny's Child, and I didn't really know.
I think at that time, like, boy bands were kind of like getting pushed to the industry like crazy. Because like, name like another group that was kind of like going up.
B5.
See what I mean?
B5. They had, there was a lot of groups.
So then now you're a part of Mindless Behavior, 10 years old.
10 years old. And and remember, I'm from a Mexican family.
Exactly.
So
Very traditional.
Very traditional. I didn't go from my dad's side. Straight Latin, Hispanic, Mexican family. So to be in Mindless Behavior, and Mindless Behavior was a black group, an R&B, urban black group. I was exposed to like black culture. Yeah. So it really changed my life. And what was the craziest was when we joined the group and they found the other members, we lived together for about 3 years at Keisha's house. We didn't see nobody.
How was that?
It was hard. It was boot camp for 3 years. No holidays.
What were you
no
guys
birthdays.
doing? Just like making music every single day? Or?
Rehearsing, like learning how to dance as a group. Because you can dance, but it's different to learn how to dance as a
like
group.
on cue.
harmonize together, dress together, walk together. We changed our names, we changed our look. 3 years of just studying, waking up every day, doing homework, you know, watching interviews and studying, and just until our time was ready. And then once we were ready, we literally, like in a matter of a week, we weren't allowed to have social media. We didn't see nothing. So what we didn't know was Keisha was recording us rehearsing and building our fan base online on MySpace.
Wow.
So we didn't know we had fans until we went to New York, because we put a song out. We didn't know people heard it. We went to New York and we performed at 106 in Park. And we go, and it was our first time seeing people, and they knew our songs. And what we didn't know was
you guys didn't even know.
But we didn't know it was the number one music video of that month.
How did that feel?
It changed my life. That day changed my life. I felt like, holy shit.
These people know what I do.
This shit is kind of crazy. And after that, all that training that we went through, I mean, it was more than just like looking good, looking cute and singing and dancing. It was like mental, like.
Of course.
They taught us that we were going to be going to these parties and we were going to meet industry people, and there's going to be a lot of urges and a lot of things, and we got to stay focused. So by the time they kind of put us out, we were ready.
You got to give them a lot of credit for getting you guys ready for something that's bigger than the regular party. Like, you know, in the industry, you go to these parties, regular parties nowadays, like, oh, there's a beer pong table, and
I never experienced that before, though.
And that's the sad part, dude.
I know.
But guess what? You're part of this kind of parties where it was like mansion, you leave your phone in the front. How was that for you as a kid? I mean, how old were you when you went to your first party?
It was like industry parties.
Yeah, no, but the first industry party.
We were like 13, 12.
How was that?
It was so nerve-wracking.
Like, if you could say one word about it, how was it? To explain it.
I would say like a movie, because you're taking these kids that never been to high school, you know, we're homeschooled, we don't really know how to interact with a bunch of people because we're just taught to interact with each other. So we get to an industry party, and my biggest focus was I just want to make sure when we leave, everyone knows who Mindless Behavior is.
Connections.
So I would go up to everybody. Hey, what's up? My name is Princeton. This is Very Rock and Proud. We're a group called Mindless Behavior. We're 12. But you can, and everybody would just look at us like, all right, these little kids.
You're 12.
Yeah, like they didn't take us serious, but we were so consistent. And I feel like that's helped me now in my solo career, because every time I meet somebody like DJ Khaled or Jermaine Dupri or just anybody, they always go, man, you guys were so humble when you guys were kids. So. And
you're still working with them till this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is a fan kind of messing up? Okay, there we go. We're good.
I know, it's all good. You're doing great, by the way. We're going to cut that shit off anyways. Okay, cool. So we're good.
Yeah, it was fun.
You want anything? You want water? Anything? You're good.
I'm good,
all right, for sure. But yeah, man, so I mean, you know, you went to these industry parties, and I think a lot of people forget the urges. Yeah. You know, especially at a young age when you're exposed to like the drugs.
Yeah, drugs, sex, alcohol, fame. I mean, fame is a drug.
Fame is.
There's a lot of people that want attention and will do anything for attention. Mm-hmm. And just us having an upbringing, when you're so, in my position, when you're so secluded and, you know, you don't really see all that stuff, it doesn't really become an urge.
True.
And when you're 13, 14 and you still have school, all you really want to do is like play games and just, you know, like when you have free time, you're not worried about that. You want to just have a good time.
Video games, just hang out with the homies.
Friends. And, but it wasn't until I turned probably 20 years old when me and the boys decided to take a break. And it was my first time going out in the real world.
How was that?
It was like, have you ever seen Coming to America?
Yeah, of course.
You know when Eddie Murphy like comes and he doesn't know, he's like, wow, look at all of it. It was like that. I remember I visited my cousin, my best friend at UCLA, and I'm like 22.
Okay, so college vibes.
Never been to never been to a school party before. Yeah. And I was just like, holy shit, you guys got chopper juice, you guys got lockers, you guys got... And he was
on campus.
I just didn't
Starbucks on campus.
Like, I didn't know that all that was real. Like, I had to watch High School Musical, but I thought that shit was fake. But to go to an actual college and be like, yo, this is... And, like, really see people with backpacks and really see that life, it changed me. I was able to do things like get a driver's license, take my DMV test.
Bro, you sound like the Prince of freaking...
Who?
You, bro. Prince of never done. Prince of Mexico, like never done.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Done.
And even now, there's still.
Do you even know how to do your own laundry?
No.
Listen, if you're watching this, teach this man how to do his laundry.
Shit, I don't.
Do you know how to fold clothes?
No.
You ever had a real job?
No, I've never been on a job interview.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
I guess that's a blessing.
Yeah, because you know what, in job interviews, it's a little tricky. Because they ask you questions like, do you like waking up in the morning?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Imagine I'm like trying to get a job.
So welcome to the seat. You're working at a gas station. So this is AM, PM.
Okay.
So, I like a guy that's always on time. Usually morning shifts because they're new. I want you to start at 5 a.m. How do you feel about waking up?
Oh, never mind. You already lost me there.
Exactly.
See, never mind. I'm cool.
And then they ask you with why do you want to work here?
And I would be honest. I'm too honest for my good. I'll probably be like, listen, I'll take the job for half pay, for unlimited hot Cheetos.
I thought you were going to say Takis.
At least or either one. I'm Mexican. That's
and the Takis and the Gatorade?
Either one. I will sit here all night and give free gas to everybody. Just give me some hot Cheetos. I don't know. But it's funny now seeing I'm the oldest of about 30 cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And
of course.
Right, being Mexican, that's what we do. And now there's like a group of cousins that are doing that. They're going out for job interviews, So I'm kind of like living that life through them. I'm always they're always like asking me how my life is, but I want to know what their life is.
Which I love about you because I cut your hair last week and I was asking more about you and you're like, no, tell me more about what you do. And I was like, I fuck with that energy because a lot of people, especially at the status you have now, they try to just forget about their own life and just want to ask about your life all the time. It's like, oh, what do you do? Why are you doing that? This and that.
I'm a people's person, though. I love to. I mean, the worst, if you're not a people's person, then don't ever sit next to me on an airplane because I will talk your ear off.
Oh, you're that annoying kid on the plane, dude.
I am that person that will sit next to you and be like, where are you from? What's your social security number?
I feel like you're the dude that's going to be falling asleep and you just have your head on my shoulder. I'm like, what the hell? Get this.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, go ahead, I love talking to people.
How's off topic, like how's your relationship with your old group?
We're cool. We don't really talk as much as we used to, but I always use I always say, when you're in college and you graduate and you find a job, I don't think you're still talking to your elementary friends.
Nah,
you're not trying to go back.
It's not outgrowing each other. It's more so like you're doing your own thing. Yeah, you're moving, and then you're in your goal right now, Yeah, and now you're looking at Princeton, and not even that kid with the glasses with the afro from Mindless Behavior. So
and I know a lot of people are always gonna remember me from that group, and that's cool.
Yeah, of course.
I only have one life.
I kind of compare it to like a Disney actress or an actor. Like That's So Raven, right? For example. Yeah. Raven Simone. When you look at her, you just think about that show. But people kind of forget, there's a real human being that's leveling up behind this. So for you, like, what's your way to individualize yourself from the past artist that you were?
I think social media has helped a lot. I feel like back in the day,
they still had MySpace though.
You still had MySpace. I'm saying back in the day, like Michael Jackson, Destiny Child, Omarion, Justin Timberlake. When you were seen in a group, a young group, and you go solo, I think the only way you can prove to the world, hey, I'm grown, look at me, is through your music. But with social media, I've been able to prove how grown I am and the person I am just through pictures and videos. Before I even put any music out, I feel like people kind of already know who I am.
True.
So I'm constantly posting and constantly showing my fans and new people. Hey,
and this guy, listen, like if you're watching, this guy is so genuine. The way I met this dude, tell him the story. Tell him the story.
So we know a mutual friend, right? Yeah. A trainer. And he had said, yo, you look like my barber.
What's his name? The buff dude.
Brandon?
Brandon, Brandon.
I'm like, wait, what?
I cut his hair all the time, but he has a deep voice.
He was like, yo, you look like my barber. I'm like, all right, what does he look like? And he showed me. I'm like, yo, he looks just like me. So I DM'd me. I was like, what up, twin?
Yeah, I was on the freeway driving. I was like, oh, snap. Like, this dude just hit me up.
And I wanted to cut because I thought your cut was sick. And you were like, yo, come through. And then we just had a long-ass conversation. I did braids that day.
And I didn't even think about this show. I was just like, yo, you should be on the show so you could talk about the come-up as a 10-year-old because it sucks being 10 and, like, dude, school was fun for me. But
I mean, there's some things I don't really
But at the same time, like, dude, you were on tour.
Yeah.
Right? You were on tour. How old were you when you were on tour?
Our first tour, we opened up for Backstreet Boys. We were like 12.
How was that?
We opened up. I don't think there's been another group that's opened up for as many people as we did. We opened up for 5 years straight. We opened up for Backstreet Boys, Janet Jackson, Justin Bieber, Jason Derulo, Nicole Scherzinger, Naked Brother Band, Sierra. Like, we just opened up for anybody that would allow us.
What was like one of your most favorite experiences when you guys were on tour?
Probably Janet Jackson.
That's a legend.
Only because when we started, we opened up for her for 1 year. And the first couple months, you know, no one knew who we were, and her audience was older, and we were the only opening act. Towards the end of that tour,
you guys.
it went from fans where the word of mouth was going around, and we got fans coming to the show. It felt like cool.
All the moms are going to the show now, not the teenage.
Well, the moms were going to see Janet and taking their daughters to see us.
That's a perfect combination.
Well. Yeah,
that's a perfect combination.
So that's probably my favorite experience. And just meeting Janet Jackson, she was so cool.
Oh yeah, of course. If you could give advice to a lot of youngins out here that's watching this, that I don't know, because I feel like nowadays I see a lot of people that would get in today's world clout, right?
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do with it. And usually they fumble so much that especially with social media, it's so public that you see this person's world just really crumble down.
Yeah.
What advice would you give somebody that was about to get that type of clout?
I mean, I would just say, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Because you don't want to just go off of...
But how are you going to know that you're going to... You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to be rich and famous.
Yeah, everyone wants to be rich and famous. And everybody wants to feel like somebody.
Yeah.
But you got to know that before because I don't even consider myself famous or a celebrity. It's really me being an artist. Yeah. But even before I was, quote unquote, famous from the group, I always felt famous. Fame was internal.
You just knew you had that in you, huh?
Yeah, I just knew I was different. And physically, I look different than anybody else in my family. My whole family is Hispanic, and they're lighter than you. So being the only mixed in my family, I always felt like I was the oddball out. So you put me in the industry, and you really are getting all this attention, and people are looking at you. It wasn't really that different for me.
Wow.
But back to what you were saying, for anyone the advice I would give to anybody would just be, pray, stay focused, and do not follow what anyone else is doing, good or bad. Like, everyone has a gut. Like, just step outside yourself and really think about
because you're a very spiritual person. I mean, I noticed that when I met you, and one of the things that you and I both agree on was staying grounded. Yeah. And if you're grounded, you could be in a room full of a bunch of temptations, and you know exactly how to say no. Oh yeah. Right. So absolutely. So I mean, it's also too like faking it till you make it. Because I remember in the beginning when I would go to industry parties, or I would just hang out with like I was about to bring
industry
that up.
friends.
Continue.
And they would be high or drunk. I just was like, I'm the biggest pro. I just pretending like I'm the highest in the room, just so they would stop asking me to smoke. I'd be like,
so you would put like water in the cup, or what?
I didn't know how to finesse it. I just had to fake it, like. Until I got the confidence to say, you know what, that's not really my lane. And a lot of people don't know how to say no to temptation. No. So if you know that's going on and you're put in that situation, just have your own mind, stick up for yourself, and just keep it going. It's never that serious, too.
Oh yeah, because if they don't mess with you just because you said no, then they don't even deserve to have half of what you have to offer.
These people aren't really your friends.
Exactly.
You gotta worry about that. My friends are my cousins and my mom and my grandparents and my fans. The people who grew up with me.
Fans.
The true lives.
Yeah, because I didn't know you had this many fans until I freaking posted your picture on my page. Really? And it was all heart eyes and at least 55 to 100 comments are just hearts.
Really?
What's the craziest
thing? They probably thought
listen,
you were me.
What's the
I'm just kidding.
What's the craziest thing a fan
has ever done?
Yeah.
Well, there's two. One was a fan okay, I'll give you like the mild one, and I'll give you the really crazy one. The mild one was I had a dog, and now anything that happens in my life, I kind of let the fans in on it.
Decide, yeah.
So when I was picking my dog, and I let the fans name it, and all that stuff, the dog passed away like only 2 months later. Like I was the worst pet owner.
Bro, come on.
So I was just depressed.
I mean, you don't even know how to fold your clothes. So how the hell are you gonna take care of a dog?
I don't know what I was doing. So when the dog passed, and the fans felt like, no,
that's our family. Yeah, that was our dog.
The very next day, I had a meet and greet with the boys, and 4 fans brought dogs for me.
Did you grab him?
No. I cried because I was like, damn, man, Hendrix.
You didn't have to do this?
But that was one thing. And the second thing.
Wasn't that crazy?
I was in Virginia and I tweeted before a meet and greet. I tweeted, dang, I really want, I wish I got Starbucks today on the way over there. When I got there, 500 fans all brought me Starbucks cards worth $5. So they gave me, I left with like 500 Starbucks gift cards. That's next time I'm gonna be like, dang, I really
What'd you do with the card?
missed a gas card.
What'd you do with the card?
See what they do. I kept them. No, I kept them. That's when my family never really reaches out when it comes to like industry stuff.
Yeah.
But shit like that. They're like, hey, mijo. I'm like, okay.
I want Starbucks. I work in the morning.
So they usually bring friends. But the craziest thing that's ever happened was we had a drive from New York. It was like an 8-hour drive.
Okay.
And the tour bus kept thumping the whole ride. I thought something was going on until we got to where we were going. We got to the hotel room. 2 fans had snuck under the bus.
What?
And got into one of the crew's suitcase.
No.
And because they would put our suitcase in the room before us, and when we went in, I'm like naked if I take a shower, and I just heard, oh my God.
Oh, you just hear that?
I just knew. I said, I know these girls did not. And they popped up under the bed, and they're just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I was like, y'all crazy.
What were you thinking?
I stood there. I had a robe on at the time.
Did you bag?
No.
Why not?
I'm like 13. No, man. Even now I wouldn't do that. You really think a chick is gonna do that? I'm like,
bro,
listen,
though, my bed's upstairs. If a girl popped up under my bed mattress, well, it depends.
Now, if she said I'll do your laundry, then that's a different that I may consider talking to her. But no, we called security, and I don't know what happened to them after that.
I mean, for all the fangirls watching this, like, what does it take to catch Princeton's attention?
You gotta be. I mean, I like to laugh. So usually when a girl cracks a joke.
Does it gotta look funny?
Not look funny. Don't do that. Don't do that. You just have to be funny. I like girls that are funny that don't take themselves too serious.
Yeah.
Because I don't take myself serious.
Of course.
So, and I mean, my biggest pet peeve, not biggest pet peeve, but what's annoying is when a chick says, oh my God, like when she meets me or I tweet her or something. She goes, oh my God, my 12-year-old self is freaking out. Say that, the vibe just dies. I don't like that.
I posted you when you messaged me.
No, I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. I messaged you.
Like but a 22-year-old chick you talk to, and she's like, "Oh my God, my 12-year self will be fangirling right now."
Yeah. I'm
like, dang, thanks for making me feel old. I'm only 24. I really don't like that.
You turn 25, though.
Turn 25 next week.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm a Taurus. I'm an Earth sign.
Where we going? I feel like I should take you to the club for the first time, bro. Like being in line.
Oh, I'm okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like just in line. I'm like, yo, just wait right here. I'm gonna talk to the promoter.
I've been to one club, but they're usually like events, though.
Yeah, you're the guest.
I'm the guest, yeah. But I mean, that's not even what I would do on my off time. My off time, I mean, I'm a nature dude. I like to hike. I like to go to the movies by myself. I like to get haircuts.
Yeah, for sure. Shouts to your old body.
I like to dance. We're about to dance in a second, so
yeah, I got a little bit of soul in me, so we should be just fine. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna make it hard.
That's gonna be a good one. So, what's Princeton doing now? What's the next move?
Princeton is working on his. I have one big news. I can't say it on camera yet, but you know what it is. But,
I know what it is.
Hopefully, when this drops, you guys know what it is.
Everybody knows what it is now. It drops. Come on now, dude.
No, I don't know yet, because if it doesn't fall through.
Princeton's releasing a baby lotion. Just want y'all to know. It's called Baby Prince.
It's called, no. Hell to that. But you know what actually does something?
It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like just to get Johnson & Johnson out of the mix. But yeah, I mean, you've just been working.
Just recording, yeah.
You've been working. So.
What
are we expecting out of this?
Just music, man.
What kind of vibe?
You know what? I'm going back to my roots and exploring my Mexican Latin side. So it's gonna be a mixture of R&B, Latin music.
Is it reggaeton?
Like reggaeton and R&B.
Wow.
I kind of neglect my R&B side. That's so much of who I am.
Of course not.
So just a mixture of those two, and just working. I have a great team behind me, and I'm so glad I waited, because there's things that I can talk about now that I could not have talked about when I was 21.
Why do you say that?
Just life experiences.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like
That's
you
true.
gotta. To be honest, after the group, I couldn't write about anything that people can relate to.
Yeah.
But kids weren't performing at the White House with Obama's daughters at 15 or touring their whole life. There wasn't anything.
Meeting Obama?
That was fun. We met him 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And he gave us a plaque after we were the first black group to perform at the White House. So he invited us and have dinner with him and we performed. But, you know, people can't really relate to that. So I wanted to live life, date, get my heart broken, break a couple hearts.
When's the last time you got your heart broken?
I get my heart broken every day.
Every day? It's a new girl every day, that's why.
No, you know what it is? I have to stop doing that. I say this every day. I have to stop doing this. I don't know if y'all do this. But
what is it?
You ever met somebody, right? And you just look at her picture and you already like think about your wedding or think about your kids' names, with the first date, before you even meet.
That's a red
So then
flag
when you
for
talk
me.
to her and she denies you, you like, we have 3 years together. What are you talking about? I already built up this imaginary relationship. And if that breaks me all the way down. So I don't know. I got to stop doing that. But I'm not even looking for a relationship.
Is Princeton a hoe?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not a hoe. I can't be a hoe. My mom's watching this. If my mom wasn't watching this, I would say yeah, but...
It's almost like you said yeah.
I'm just having fun. I'm living life. I'm only 24, like...
Of course.
And especially growing up in the industry, I really feel like I'm 30 from everything I've seen and experienced and the people that I've met.
Yeah.
When you're in the industry, I wasn't around kids growing up. I was around mainly adults.
Do you think that the industry changed in time in terms of like the culture, like what people like?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Like,
oh, definitely.
How so?
It changes every 5 years to me.
How so? What's the difference now?
Well, social media has changed. It makes a lot of people on social media makes them think that
They're a star?
they're a star, yeah.
Even though they haven't done half the hard work that they're supposed to be doing?
Not that, I mean, they get a couple followers and a couple likes and they just think that they should be respected as a true artist. And you have people out here busting their ass for years and sacrificing and, you know, disciplining themselves to work and,
Of course.
you know, going broke and, you know, all these things, spending hours in the studio trying to find their sound for
No sleep.
someone on TikTok with a lot of followers to get a #1 hit because people like them.
Yo, times
real
have,
world.
listen, times have changed so much where like, cause I've been cutting hair for a while and now it's to the point where a lot of the 13-year-olds would say, fuck school. You know why though? No, because like a lot of like younger people in TikTok or the social media are getting paid at such a young age that they
I heard
realize
about that. Somebody said that a TikToker makes more money than a doctor these days.
Oh, because it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like people are getting paid. So, but it just makes me sad because I feel like there's not gonna be a lot of professionals in this world. Like imagine 10 years ahead, are we gonna have, who's gonna cut my
Yeah, the resume is gonna be, what TikTok dance can you do to get this gas station job?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I never thought about it like that.
I'm not mad at it though, right?
I'm not mad at it, but that's why I respect people like Yara Shahidi and people who still go to college and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking about taking a college course for photography. I love photography, and I'm able to travel, so I think it would be. I mean, I have.
It'll be a diverse collection of photos.
I mean, I want to come out with a book in a couple years that I just started taking pictures of my life when I was 10, and I want to put out a book, 20 years of just memories. I mean, I have pictures in the White House. Pictures of Janet Jackson in a dress room. Pictures of just so many pictures of us at the Dick Clark Times Square counting down. Like just little things that I'll be able to show.
Times Square, bro. I was just there this past year.
You like it?
Even it's the energy. Even during COVID, the energy is just unmatched. Yeah. So imagine when you're up there.
New York doesn't really like me though.
Why?
You know, when I first went to New York, I was like, this is it.
Oh, you actually moved to New York?
Oh, no, we went to, not moved, but we've been in New York most of our life. And when I got there, I just was like, this is it. I found out who I am.
But how was the crowd?
They hated me.
Why?
Because I was walking down the street one day and I was like, I love New York. And like 3 people at the same time were like, but we hate you. And I was just like, ah.
No. It was a joke though. It was a joke.
It wasn't.
What's one of your favorite cities?
It was New York, but not anymore. They were like, I don't act like I'm from New York. I like Miami.
Ooh.
I like Miami.
It's the Latino side.
Yeah. And I
like Americans on that side.
I like London.
London. How's that? They don't really see a lot of tan, like.
No, they don't.
So when they see you.
London was the only if you want to see the craziest fan experiences or fan like life is London, because when you're in Virginia, you know, fans from Maryland or fans from Delaware can just drive a couple hours to see you. Fans in the U.S. constantly come to different shows.
Yeah.
When you're in London and we're there once every 5 years.
When they're singing with an accent?
Yeah, like they're just like, we're never gonna see them again. So they really go out.
Isn't it? Huh.
And I love
Nate?
it. And the food is like this tiny.
Did you try the snail?
Actually, I did. And I hated it.
You hated it. That was
I don't know. Everyone in the UK is so tiny. I never understood why until you ask for a large, and it's like this 2 bites, and you're like, oh, I'm definitely from down in California.
When you get tea, and it's like.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I mean, I like London, Miami, and I like LA. I love LA, man.
Oh yeah.
The older I've gotten, and
I mean, how is it seeing your family? You know, you're on stage and your family is watching you, and you just know that they're cheering for you. Like, how does that make you feel?
it's fun. It's I mean, one of the best experiences when, especially coming from a true, authentic Mexican family, and you know, first generation. My whole family's from Mexico, Guadalajara.
Guadalajara, make some noise.
You know, you want to make them proud.
Of course.
So to be so young, but it's just funny when my little cousins that are like 9 or 10, they're like, great. Now you just built this high pedestal.
Oh,
we
it's
can't
some
even
big
do.
shoes to fill in,
Yeah,
dude.
because they're like going to school and like getting A's. And my grandparents are constantly like, all right, look at Jacob. He's doing this. And I'm like, different
That's
scenario,
messed up. That's
different
messed
scenario,
up. Look at
different
Jacob.
lives. Or like 2 different lives. But I mean, it's fun. I'm a big family
Is
person.
there a lot of pressure, you know, coming up and trying to like help other people that you grew up with?
Oh,
to
I'm
also-
constantly doing that.
Yeah.
I'm constantly.
What's like your tool to help them out, or just balance that 2 worlds together?
I mean, I know I wouldn't be anywhere without the people that believed in me. And I think I give the most, I'm not giving people a shot or putting people on. It's not really that. But I'm constantly working with different photographers that fly out here and they don't really know what to do. And they're always looking for somebody with a lot of social media that can help. And I believe people that are undiscovered are the most talented.
Yeah.
So anytime a photographer reaches out and they want to work, that's usually when I go, yeah, let's work for free, and I'll do anything you need, because I consider myself a photographer, and it can be hard. There's a lot of people out here, and a lot of artists and a lot of celebrities out here.
You can't put
stick with
everybody
one
on.
photographer. Yeah, it's hard
You
out
can't
here.
put everybody on.
So
Damn, look at me all red with the Asian glow. That's fucking
yeah,
crazy.
you look like Julian Newman.
You look like Julian
I
Newman,
know.
dude.
You know, yesterday told me someone today
Told you that?
thought I was Julian because I had a mask. I just said yeah because I didn't feel like explaining. I was like, yeah, and I was wearing like rehearsal clothes. So they probably thought I just came back from basketball practice. I was like, yeah.
You should just have a basketball on you. Like
No,
some
I can't
freaking.
play to save my life. What's it doing that?
Hey, we're doing a design on your head right now. Look at this.
Oh, we
Sheesh,
lit.
just. I need you back on like. Honestly, I like the curls so much more than the actual braids.
Really?
I do, bro. You don't have the head shape for it, bro.
Oh. I know that though. That's why I never get a fade.
Wow.
I almost did. My mom said I had the head like Stewie, and I kind of got my feelings. so-
Stewie?
Yeah.
Like the white head?
Yeah. No,
Wow.
the wide
Like the football shape?
football.
Wow.
So
Shout outs to mom, huh? She
I mean,
knows
no one
what's
knows
up,
it better than her.
right?
That's what he said. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty consistent.
Give
with my
me
look.
one of your most favorite moments with your mom when she knew that like you got it. This is it. Like
I mean, I'm an only child, and my mom has been single my whole life with her. So for her to let me live with a stranger at 9 years old for 4 years,
that's crazy.
she believed in me.
That's
Because I look at my little cousins that are 9, and I'm like, I can never let that happen.
That's crazy.
So she really believed in me. She really believed in me.
How do you feel about your mom dating in the dating game? Be honest. You gotta be supportive, bro. Come on, man.
Actually, I'm lying. Whatever makes my mom happy.
Yeah. You ever hated somebody with a passion? You're like, ugh.
Nah, I'm such an independent person
Yeah.
that I'm more like, for sure, I'll take her.
Yeah. I'll do me,
my own
you do
thing.
you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't really mind. I'm so into my work and into my life. And I'm such an advocate for independence and doing what you want and not asking people for nothing that And I'm turning the age that she had me at. So,
Yeah.
She definitely was doing shit at my age.
I mean, she got a free ride. I mean, you move out at 9 years old.
Yeah.
And she was very young when she had you.
She believed in me. It's crazy, especially for like a Mexican mom, a traditional
Of
Mexican
course.
mom.
To not want to go to school, bro?
What?
Do you know what my mom told me that said I want to be a barber, bro?
What'd she say?
She want to be a nurse. She wanted me to be a nurse, bro. She was
She
heartbroken.
would just lied.
What? I'm a nurse.
That cuts hair. She would have liked that.
But shout outs to mom though. She
Hey.
pulls me to the side now and she tells me she's proud of me because like all the people she goes to work with know what I do and
For real?
yeah, because I used to cut hair in Inglewood and she actually works in the hospital in Inglewood. I'm a little
Famous?
hood star. You
Oh.
know?
I guess I'm a hood star too.
Man, in your own way, you know what I'm saying?
Black culture. I'm kind of a. You're
Yeah.
from here, right?
I grew up in the Philippines.
You didn't tell me that last time.
I told you that, bro.
You know?
That's why we both kind of just shared the same energy, the same.
The
wave, you know what I'm
Philippines?
saying? That was a lot of fun being in the Philippines.
Yeah, how was
But-
that?
Poverty, honestly, bro. A lot
Really?
of poverty.
Is
Just
it
a lot
still
of.
like that?
It's still like that, very like that, but it's a lot more advanced. A lot of bigger countries will come there and just pretty much take over, buy buildings. You know what I'm saying, and take over the banks. And Chinese people own most of the freaking properties out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the third world country, it's a thing to leave your country and try to create something out of yourself.
So yeah, I started a better life.
You know what I'm saying?
So what age did you move out here?
I was 12 years old. Yeah, now I got braids and I'm very hip now. So
Nah, you rap Inglewood.
Nah.
You just Nipsey Hussle.
nah, but
reincarnated.
I still speak my language fluently though. So do you still speak Spanish?
I'm trying to get better with it. I lost it.
You know what I'm gonna do, bro? After this show, I'm gonna take you to a laundromat. Teach you how to fold clothes,
I'm okay.
and then like
I'm
take you to a
alright.
club.
I mean, I just for the first time learned how to crack crab like 2 months ago.
with the
Like just by myself, just ever trying crab.
oh, you had like a crab cutter.
No, I just never ate crab before.
Do you have a personal assistant?
No, but I think I need one. Remember my assistant?
I mean,
Just kidding.
I mean, if you could match the pay.
Remember my assistant? I need a cut every 10 minutes.
Hey, once you're back, because you've been working your ass off. Once
yeah,
that
in
thing
a
is ready to
second,
go,
I'm gonna need somebody
oh
to
yeah, of course.
control everything. And
'Cause-
shit, somebody that's like a friend to be around.
Yeah.
I don't hang out with a lot of people.
Who's like
so-
one of your closest personal friend in your circle right now? Not your family, but a friend.
I mean, I have about 3 good ones that are in the industry. One.
Is it the one from the group?
No.
Ooh.
I know I said 3 in the industry and it's not there.
But it's not like that though.
Not like that,
Everybody
no.
knows that.
I mean, even when we were a group, we weren't each other's best friends. We had other lives, individual lives.
Of course, of course.
But like a couple actors, couple artists. Really my cousins though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love being around my family, especially now because COVID, we don't see each other as much. So I try my hardest to like get everybody together, especially being the oldest. I feel like I have an obligation to set an example
Of course.
that,
Some big shoes to fill though, man. Because getting the fame at that age is, come on, dog. That
it's
barely
cool. I'm just
happens.
glad I never really.
That's the Justin
affected
Bieber
me.
vibe right there. And you work with him. How was that?
Bieber was cool.
How was working with Bieber?
Bieber was cool. He was young though too. He's a couple years older than me, but his tour was the most fun because his audience were kids. Like it was fun to be have kids, and we were able to dance to other people's songs and do covers, and they knew what it was. When you're opening up for like Backstreet Boys or Janet Jackson, you know, it's a different audience. They're there to see them, these legends.
Yeah.
They're not really there to see 4 boys singing about texting and driving. They
Text.
don't really care. But Bieber was fun, and you know he made it fun on tour. So,
Of course, of course.
but I can't wait for everything to open up so I can go on tour again.
Yeah. What's like an artist that you want to work with now? You know, since you're an independent artist and
I want to work with Bad Bunny.
yeah.
I want to work with Pharrell.
Dang, the man that never ages, huh?
I want to work with Pharrell. I need to work with Pharrell. And I want to work with Imogen Heap. Yeah.
Yeah? Sheesh.
I'm trying to think of more bands. I was a bandhead growing up.
Like Rockstar?
Like punk rock, yeah.
Like Blink 182?
No, like the Addicts and Susie and the Banshees and
Oh, damn.
the Strokes and No
The
Doubt.
Strokes?
You know, I just talked to Gwen Stefani the other day.
You did? How was that?
I freaked the hell out.
Why?
It's Gwen Stefani.
Was that song? Sweet
know.
Escape? It was
Yeah,
sweet.
she's amazing. Yeah, I was a band head growing up. The Misfits, Sublime. I mean, I'm from LA.
Of course, of course.
So that's all I really. It was just funny growing up with the group because there was, you know, we all dressed so different and we all were into different things that we had fans, but they were individual fans. And after a while, we kind of knew who their favorite was in the group by how they dressed because they were dressed like us. So whenever I would see like a black girl with a Misfit shirt or like a Nirvana shirt, I'd be like, she's a Princeton fan. And she really doesn't know who they are, but she's just wearing that to get my attention. Because most, like to this day, if I tell my fans,
it's coming. It's a thing again. Like people are wearing Metallica band tees. And
yeah,
all
but
that.
if you don't know the music and you don't really know the history behind them,
Yeah,
don't wear their shit.
Because you get tested.
You get tested. Iron Maiden. I remember I clowned somebody because I was wearing an authentic Iron Maiden shirt, and they thought that I don't know. They just see like this Hispanic black kid and think I don't.
Oh, they were trying to test you.
Oh yeah, and I knew more about Iron Maiden than them.
Oh wow.
That's why my name is Princeton, because I really feel like I'm like a walking student for music. I mean, I did horrible in school, even homeschool, but when it came to reading books and learning about people like Andy Warhol, Charlie Chaplin, John Lennon,
You're just an artistic.
I just can learn and remember everything. So that's why Princeton just stuck with me. I'm a student, and I'm constantly learning.
Of course.
You know.
I feel like that's the thing. Like you have to adapt to how music is changing, how everything is turning.
Yeah. And go back. Like, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Now, go back and study the greats.
I mean, do you feel a lot of pressure on, like, you know, music in terms of for you? Like, I got to do what people like.
Yeah. I sometimes feel like I need to do something for the times, but I want to stay authentically true to myself. And it's hard when you're being yourself and people who've been fan of yours, who have known you growing up, say, that's not really you, because I grew up with you in the group, but I wasn't really me in the group. I was, you know, I was Princeton for Mindless Behavior. We had a brand. So I kind of have to reintroduce myself to everybody. But I believe life is how you see it. So I can either see it like, damn, I'm starting over, or I can see it like it's a new project. I won with the last one, let's win with this one.
How are you seeing it right now?
Like it's a blank canvas, and I can do whatever I want with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I see it. It's not really starting over. It's just like, you know, a new chapter, a new painting.
Off topic, but I thought when you were gonna tell me like the craziest thing a fan did to you was like, sign my titty. But
that's not crazy. I do that every day.
Ah, shit.
I've signed a baby before.
Really?
She didn't know what to have to sign, so I signed the baby's forehead.
You signed the baby's forehead? I would never let you sign my baby's forehead. I'd be like, yo, because what the heck? Like, on the forehead?
Listen.
On the forehead?
My mom told me that Michael Jackson signed my forehead when I was 2. I don't think I would have been mad at her. But then again, I'm not even close to Michael Jackson, so I don't think the mom's gonna be like, you let this Princeton dude sign my forehead? That's crazy. I mean, I don't know. They do. I mean, fans, when I used to have my afro, fans would come to the show with scissors because they would want to block on my hair.
Oh, wow. Like just to cut it?
Just to cut it, yeah.
Oh, just like a piece?
I'd be like, y'all crazy.
But it's almost like you wanted that before. I mean, you know, like you wanted to be, you're in commercial, like, you know, and then when you see it from a distance.
It wasn't the fame that I wanted. I wanted the success. I never wanted to be famous. I wanted to be successful.
What was the most stressful for you, where it's like, all right, I'm way too out there now. I can't even be a regular person.
Being homeschooled and graduating, but.
Did you walk?
Walking and being the only, it was like a homeschooling.
In the backyard or something? Or?
No, it was like a homeschooling, graduation, and everyone that was homeschooled, even though
you met them for the first time.
Yeah, they were all friends because they all did online together, and they went to like a facility. I never met a teacher. I just did it online. So to be sitting there, about to graduate with strangers, and I didn't know how to communicate.
You just felt lonely.
It was yeah, but I graduated. And that was the rule that my mom gave me joining the group. She said, I'll let you do it if you give me a diploma. And I almost didn't graduate.
Why? Where's
don't
your
know. Probably
GPA?
fucking off.
Just turning up every time.
Yeah, my teacher told me, you're not gonna be able to graduate. You're not gonna be able to graduate. My mom was so devastated. You know, this was 8 years into the group. You know, why did I let you do this? So I just finessed it and I just outworked and did so much work that he had to let me graduate, and I did it. So I walked. So I got that experience, but besides that, I mean, I haven't really had a normal experience.
Oh yeah, of course. See, for me, if someone asked me to sign their titty, I would be.
I feel like you would do it without them asking, though.
I would suck on their titty.
Okay.
And then sign it. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not kidding. You are
Nah,
not
it
kidding.
depends. It depends. I mean, there's. What's the craziest? Oh,
Thing
should we
I've
even
signed?
get in that? We should get in
Crazy
that.
thing I've signed or what?
No, craziest thing you ever done with the groupies.
I don't mess with groupies.
Oh!
I promise I don't.
Is that the rule of thumb?
You gotta understand, the people that I talk to, like to ask for advice,
Yeah.
are the members of New Edition and I'll Be Sure and B2K. Like I ask people who've been through it.
And they always tell you that same rule.
Yes, don't mess with these groupies. Don't mess because they will do crazy shit. I just, you know, and I'm the type of kid like tell me once, scare me once, I'll never do it. So
Facts.
you don't. I don't have to experience something multiple times to learn my lesson. Like,
You ever had a stalker?
yeah,
Really?
had a couple stalkers.
How did that go?
You know, restraining orders are real. I'm just kidding. I'm actually not kidding.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. People get a little too obsessive. And now with social media, they feel like if I look at their Instagram story or if I like their picture, we're dating.
Oh, my goodness.
So you kind of just go, you know what? I'm not going to be on
So you
social
can't
media.
even like the picture like that no more, huh?
Nah, I don't really. I mean, I follow less than 60 people and they're all muted.
Yeah.
So when I go on social media, I just see me.
What do you even follow on the gram?
Just family. Like my mom, my aunts, my choreographer. That's it.
It's fire.
I don't follow anybody, no celebrities, no nothing.
All right, we're about to do the best part, which is your mustache.
Yeah, listen, let me school
Tell
you.
these guys, tell the people about your
You
mustache.
see, I don't grow. Like Julian, I'm not blessed.
I've never met
enough.
somebody so obsessed with their mustache until I met you.
Well, when you're 24 and you look 12 and your only claim to manhood is this,
That little
you
thing
tend
right
to
there.
try to make sure it's perfect at all times. Cause
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know, man. This is all I'm getting. If I had a beard like you, I wouldn't care.
You know what you gotta do?
What?
You just gotta eat ass.
Okay.
You ever ate ass?
No.
You fucking liar.
I've never ate ass.
I hate this.
I'm a
guy.
virgin. Psych. I
Super.
can't even lie about that. I can't even lie about that. I'm not a liar.
That means yes, y'all. We're gonna cut that out though. Don't worry about that.
I know, you see what I did? I was just kidding. What about you? What's the craziest thing? You know what?
Fuck you. You can't turn that.
No, yes, I am. What's the
It's
craziest
my show.
experience you've
It's
ever
my
had?
show. It's my
But I want to
show.
know this. If this is a conversation,
It's,
I want to know this.
it's my
What's the
show.
crazy experience that's ever happened to you sitting, like, with someone sitting in a chair?
Like the craziest thing that happened to me as a barber.
Yeah. I feel like you told me this, but I feel like the world should know.
This was in Inglewood. Remember I told you I cut hair in Inglewood? So this is one of the moments, one of my boys, his name is Kevin.
Are you calling names out?
Look, that's my boy.
I don't know none of y'all, so don't come for me after this.
Anyways, we're doing a cut, and then I guess he cut this guy's hair too short. And then he just started pressing him. And he pulled out a gun.
Yeah, man.
And you know what I was thinking? This is why I raised my prices. Because I was not going to die for $23, bro. I told myself, if I'm going to die, I'm going to charge at least $80 to $250, you know what I'm saying? But $25? I don't know, man.
That's a sad death right there.
Hell yeah. I'm like, he was a great guy. He used to cut my hair for $23. And
that would have been bad.
but at the end of the day, that wasn't. I feel like people were just lost. I feel like when they get a gun and they get any of that, they just think they just rule the world. You know what I mean? Or they just automatically know how to fight and they know how to scare people. And
I mean, the times that we're living in, people just use guns like,
of course.
it's an
Did you see
accessory.
what happened?
Yeah,
what's his name?
I forgot his name.
I mean, I don't want to disrespect anyone, right? But it was Producer, you guys know what happened? The guy, he got shot in his car with his...
Dante Wright?
Yeah.
Am I getting the name right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's...
Because of air freshener.
It's an air freshener, bro.
That's scary.
That's crazy.
The crazy thing is they're trying to claim that the cop meant to use a taser.
Yeah, which is like, you know the
It doesn't
difference.
matter.
It's still crazy.
And it was a girl, so they're trying to take it easy on her because she's a female, which I believe in equality. So you should be...
Just as punished as a man, right?
Especially for something like that. And you're supposed to be at the top, you know.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be at the top that people respect and trust. You know the difference between a taser and a gun, so I don't know.
I mean, you're a guy that went on tour many times,
Yeah.
and you've been exposed to different cities, different states.
Yeah, racism is still real.
Show, like, what's the craziest?
Oh, constantly, even now, constantly getting kicked out of restaurants.
Really?
Yeah, I got kicked out of a restaurant maybe 3 months ago. They just would not let me sit down.
Really?
Yeah, it was in Atlanta. It was in Georgia. I don't know if it was Atlanta, but it was definitely Georgia. Yeah, me and the boys constantly would get, because we're touring. We're in Mississippi. We're in the gutter parts of where like racism is at its highest.
Yeah.
So you get these 4 boys of color that are dressing like they're superstars, and they're in a town that don't really see that. They just would not let us check into certain hotels.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. Constantly getting pulled over.
Even if you guys had the money?
Oh yeah, because they believe that young Latin black kids shouldn't be having a nice bus like that, or shouldn't be driving nice cars. So after a while, you just kind of get used to it.
I don't think that's a great thing to say. Like,
It's not a
used to
good,
it,
but
you know?
you have to unless you can't be shocked every time. So I don't know, it sucks, but I definitely know how to act when shit like that pops off.
What's the way to do it?
Just respectful. You can cuss and do all you want when you get in your car and you're in your own, but when you're in somebody else's area and they low-key have some type of power over you because you're in their restaurant, their whatever, you don't even want to start no drama. So I just let that happen.
That's such a sensitive topic. It's crazy. Like, I can't even talk about that in the podcast without people feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the last show with Mac Daddy, we were talking about the BLM and Asian hate, and it was just crazy. Nobody wants to get canceled this year, but I feel like with a platform that you have, it's very important to have a voice.
You have to have a voice.
You know what I mean? Like, the difference between a puppet of the industry and someone that actually has a voice is you not caring the outcome of your own opinion, because people are afraid to have their own opinion now, right? But
I've always been somebody, I mean, my biggest influence and idol is John Lennon. He's, to me, is one of the first artists that he had a movement outside of his music, and he wasn't shy about that. So when I'm constantly studying him, I know everything about that man. And if I had to say one person I want to be like, it would be John Lennon. So yeah, so he was definitely outward.
What did she say?
She said, text me when you're here and I'll meet you at the studio. Perfect.
Please don't make a corny TikTok dance, though.
It's not. It's my dance.
Yeah, because if it was
So it's corny.
Nah, I know it's not. What are you doing tomorrow?
Photo shoot, baby.
Oh. I'm not gonna get tagged and it's like tiny letters where you can't even...
No, you're gonna get tagged. These are my big pictures.
This is what happens when you're freaking late.
First of all, this is what happens when you're trying to find nude underwear for a photo shoot, and it seems like no one...
Why do you need nude underwear when you could be nude?
Okay, let's...
Woo! Onlyfans.com/Princeton Perez.
That's the
coming
difference.
out.
No,
2022.
no.
We already talked about it.
No. And the content is gonna be me naked doing laundry.
That's tight. You ever had a nude leak?
No, I don't take nudes.
Wow.
That's not my vibe.
That's a damn lie, man. Your mom
I swear. I feel like, why am I sending it when we could just link up? Like, that's not me.
For real. I've sent some nudes.
I don't want to know that.
Shout outs to Tinder.
I don't want to know that.
It's somewhere out there floating. But not anymore, though. We're going to cut that off, right? Because that was very reckless. Check it out.
We lit. Good?
You guys happy?
We
So
nice?
there y'all have it. We just had Princeton Perez on the show.
Yes.
And he joined us and talked about his world. So now I'm about to jump into his world.
Yes.
So,
Lessons
see y'all
from
soon.
Chulo.
I'm scared.